1972, a crack commando unit was sent to prison by a military court for a crime they didn't commit. These men promptly escaped from a maximum security stockade to the Los Angeles underground. Today, still wanted by the government, they survive as soldiers of fortune. If you have a problem, if no one else can help, and if you can find them, maybe you can hire the A-Team.
Hey everybody in YouTube land, ECW fan, the collector, oh yes, and it's time for another latest comic book finds or pickups. Now, in early May, I showed off the what I picked up at the flea market with Eddie, and I think there was like 5 or 6 issues I picked up with Eddie, but over the spring, I picked up some issues off Corey's shop. I went over to Corey's shop, the cult shop, and I went ahead and got some issues of books there, and I was surprised at what he had. And I'm going to go ahead and run down the ones that, if you hadn't seen the video, here's the pickups that I got from the flea market with Eddie. And before I got with him and Chris to go to the flea market, I met with a lady, and she basically gave me these 2 magazines. I got them for nothing. Batman, the 50th anniversary in film and television. Nice. And I got Batman, the Ultimate Guide to Batman, with his villains and stuff. And it has their first appearances and stuff like that. And that's the only reason I picked it up, was because I'm a Batman fan. Can't get enough Batman. Anyhow, with Eddie, I picked up some books, and I think 1 or 2 of these I already had, but he's like, yeah, better hedge your bets, man, because you never know. So, I was looking for a first issue with this, and I'll have to look when we go to a con. But anyhow, one of the ones I picked up was Swamp Thing number. This is number 112. We love this election cover. Swamp Thing for governor. Yeah. I would vote for Swamp Thing. I mean, come on. Guy has a good policy, good green policy. So, yeah. I picked up this Death's Head, gold. Now, this is Death's Head. God, I don't get it right. Number 14. And Marvel UK put this one out. As you can see, Marvel UK. I like this. I like the cover. I like both covers. I like that one and I like that one. And I picked it up for that. I like the cover of Death's Head 2. It's number 2. And Marvel UK was an imprint that lasted, I think, a few years in the early 90s. It didn't really last long. There was one character known, she was going to be called, I think, Hell's Angels, and they had to change the name by the next issue because they realized that the motorcycle gang had that. I believe it was what happened. I might be wrong. Anyhow, I picked up Marvel Team Up Annual number 1, and I'm pretty sure I've got this Team Up Annual number 1 with Marvel Team Up. There's Spider-Man and the X-Men. To me, this is probably the best era of Marvel in the 70s and 80s, man. Because, I mean, you had so much good stuff going on. And this coming around in 70, this come out in 76. It was just an era that I don't think we'll ever see again. Now, it's gone. We'll never have it. Speaking of the X-Men, I picked up this Bizarre Adventures number 27. Eddie told me, he said, hey, you need to get that if you have to. And this was a nice one. Yeah. This was a nice one to get. And finally, I picked up this one because John Byrne had done the art. And this is one of his early ones. And I couldn't find issue 1. Me and Eddie looked through the box and we couldn't find issue 1. But you can see the Byrne. You can see, his name on the art. The death machine has broken through. We are doomed. It is 2001, Doomsday 2001. 2000 plus Doomsday plus 1. Doomsday plus 1. I don't know why I kept saying 2001, but yeah. I guess I got that mixed up with the plus 1. Yeah, you gotta forgive me on that, but yeah. This was nice. And I was trying to find issue 1 of that. I don't know how many issues he did. I think he come back and did so many issues for IDW. I think in the 2010s on that series. But anyhow, let's get to what we got from Corey's shop. And I picked up so many issues from his shop and a lot of good 80s stuff and a couple modern era books at the end. And I'll tell a story with that. Anyhow, one of the ones I picked up was Green Lantern Corps number 205, Guy Gardner, Prisoner of the People. Guy Gardner, baby. Guy Gardner. I also picked up Adventure Comics number 480. Dial H for Hero was running in the title at the time. And I'm trying to get all the Adventure Comics, so many issues at the end, if I can find them cheap. Now, I got the Sensational She-Hulk number 12, X-Men Assemble. Sensational She-Hulk, yeah, that's a nice one. And Byrne had done some good funny stuff with She-Hulk, and he had some good funny covers there. I got Captain Carrot and the Zoo Crew number 2. I'm pretty sure I might have this one, I don't know. This was nobody punches pig iron around, not even you, Captain Carrot. Yeah, Captain Carrot had some unique stuff. I like the Thor or the Conan one. They did like a Conan parody of Captain Carrot, and I think Eddie might have seen it. Now, I picked up Time Bandits, a Marvel movie special, Time Bandits, and I've got the movie, but I've never seen Time Bandits. I really need to sit down and watch it. I've got the movie now of it, so I need to sit down and watch it one day. And I got Marvel movie special number 1, Cull. Now, these two came together, Time Bandits and Cull, and I didn't really want to take them out of the bag and go through them all. I was like, well, I'll go ahead and get them, because he priced them to me for like $1. And I was like, I'm going to go ahead and get both of them for $1, and it was worth it. I like Cull. Now we're kicking with gas, baby. Now, this is one that came separate. This one, actually, Captain Carrot came in this one. I just went ahead and got it. That's what... The two with bags was double bags, so... had 2 books in a piece for 50 cents. But I went ahead and picked up Welcome Back, Carter for 50 cents, Mr. Carter. I always liked God, what's his name? I can't think of his name. Vaughn or whatever his name was would walk up with an excuse for class from his mother, and Vinny Barbarino up your nose with a rubber hose. Mr. Carter. I had to get. I saw that in there. I was like, I gotta get that. I don't think I had Welcome Back, Carter. I think I got the last issue of that series, but I don't have the first one. Can't go wrong with Mr. Carter. Now, I got DC at the time was pretty much the last few years their universe is hard to explain. Okay, the New 52 ended. They brought back the other universe, but it's like then they was doing some new titles, and one of them was called the New Challengers. They had launched a bunch of new books, and all the books have failed. Because it's just you haven't really gave them much help there. One was called, I think, Slider, and the other one was called, God, I can't think of the name of it. But yeah, New Challengers was one of the new books, and the new Age of Heroes. I've not read this, but I went ahead because I like Challengers of the Unknown. I was like, I'm gonna go ahead and get the New Challengers. I'm gonna go ahead and get that because Joe Kubert done the art for it, and that's one of the reasons. Or Joe or Adam Kubert, I think it was Joe. Plus, Scott Snyder was attached to it. I was like, Snyder does some good work. And I liked his Batman, so I'm going to go ahead and pick this one up. I kind of regret not picking up Dark Knight's Metal at the time. And it was just, at the time I was fading out of comics for the most part. Because it was costing too much, and I was getting really tired of trying to go get them. But the last two are 2 more modern era books. And I got Future State Gotham, number 1. Future State Gotham, as you can see. And I got Future State Batman #3. I was looking for the 2 issues of Batman here. And this has the John Fox. I think John Fox or Lucius, the other Fox son, as Batman. Or Jace, or whatever his name is. Jace Fox. I don't know what his name is, but he's the Batman. Now, the original idea of Future State, and I'm going to explain this the best I can know, okay? Okay, here's what happened, okay? Back in the, before Dan Ditto, I'll call him Ditto, before Dan Ditto was replaced in the 2020 or 2021 year, there was a thing called 5G. 5G was going to come out. And like usual, he was going to replace all their older heroes with newer ones. He was going to replace them with the next generation. That's why he's calling it 5G, the 5th generation, basically. Well, Warner Brothers was basically cutting costs. Warner Brothers had been, Time Warner was cutting costs. He was getting ready to, do kind of merger with Discovery. And so somebody had to fall on their sword, and he was cutting costs and cutting editors, and Ditto didn't realize that he had went out, and he come back from what I heard and realized he was fired. He had just been fired. And I don't think any of the people under him wanted to do 5G. He was just going to make it happen. And so they pretty much scrapped 5G. I don't even think Warner Brothers wanted to do it. That's one of the reasons I think they probably fired him, was because they didn't see the idea as something that was really worth doing. But they kept some of the ideas, and they became Future State. And a lot of the characters from Future State would actually show up in some books now, like the new Batman and stuff like that. But there's another Batman. Bruce Wayne is still Batman. The idea, I think, was to kill off Batman and all this other stuff, and he's like, no, I don't think we're going to do that. And we got this. Now, I don't know how, like I said, I was going in and out of comics, and I saw that, and I was like, 5G, what the hell? it was confusing. And I don't really know who the editor of DC Comics is now. Because after Ditto, I think, is it Jim Lee? Is it Jim Lee? Is he the editor of DC Comics now? Because I know he had a position, and Jeff Johns had a position, and Jeff Johns was let go, and it's been a confusing mess. And I really don't know. Anyhow, I picked it up, like I said, just for Jace. I need to get the 2 issues of Batman for his first appearance of Batman, but other than that, it was a pretty okay haul. There was no big keys to this haul. There was no really big special books. There were some nice ones from the flea market, and a couple nice ones like Welcome Back, Carter. So, welcome back.